Hello and thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Political Platform on Raypower FM. My name is Amici Anakwe. While the war is raging in the Middle East between US, Israel, and Iran, the repercussion being felt across the country, the dust raised, settling down everywhere, including Nigeria, is affecting you. Yes, you are compatriot out there. You buy petrol, you buy diesel, you buy gas and other petroleum products. That war is getting to you. What is the government doing to insulate the economy and, more importantly, the people from the vagaries of that war? Should we do enough and all that? Why is the prices of petroleum products moving up and down at will? Dangote increasing with more than 150 naira per liter, reducing NNPC, private retail outlets also doing same. After that, we'll take a look at the issue of terrorism in Nigeria first to tame it. It appears it's expanding. Recent upsurge of attacks on military formations in the northeast Borno with Sheikh Gumi telling us again that the government knows every terrorist, every bandit, not just by name, but also by their locations. Let me welcome my colleagues Adeba Bodule, Kula Adewale Teve and Abulo Samuagu. Adeba Bodule, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
The war in Middle East is also affecting you.
Yeah, thank you, Amici. For every war, there is the good side, there is the bad side. Throughout the night, I keep on thinking about this war. But one issue that disturbed me most is that in 1991, there was a similar war. Iraq invaded Kuwait and they created the Gulf War. Nigeria profited from that war. Nigeria made a gain between, let me quote exactly, between 12.2 to 12.4 billion US dollar in excess of revenue and during the 1990-91 Gulf War.
That's the revenue, extra revenue for government. Were there price increases? Price increases in the prices of petroleum products?
Of course, it will affect. Okay. But the worst aspect of it was that there was an outcry that money was mismanaged or misappropriated. The man that was in power then, General Ibrahim Babangida, left office. He was succeeded by Shoneka for a brief period. Then General Abacha took over. In 1994, General Abacha set up the Pius Okigbo panel. The Pius Okigbo panel was specifically set up to examine how Central Bank of Nigeria managed the disbursement of that money. And it came up with a report, very disturbing, that the money, let me use the exact word in that report, it was on non-generative and phantom projects. Disbursement were done clandestinely. Secretly. But today, the white paper on that thing was not released.
We're told some of that money went into Liberian and Sierra Leone.
Whether it went to it, that was the report of Pius Okigbo, that it was not done transparently. So now we are gaining. The benchmark for crude for crude oil in this year budget is $64.84 per barrel. We are targeting 1.84 billion barrels per day. Now oil is now selling between 70 and 90 US dollar presently. So we are generating an estimated 25 to 36 million US dollar in daily excess of revenue. We need to raise this issue that what happened in the past must not repeat itself. We must not come to a situation where we'll be proving how much did we earn. There must be transparency.
Okay.
The government owes a duty to tell us what we are earning, in spite of the suffering Nigerians are currently contending with.
Okay, let me also quickly tell you, Adeba Badore, that yes, we are getting extra in terms of benchmark price. We projected 64, and it's going over it. We also projected daily production level of 1.8 million barrels per day. I can
1.84.
1.84. I can tell you that we are about 1.5. So the budget is already losing grounds. We are hoping to make up some parts of the differential from the increased crude oil price. So don't expect a windfall. You understand what I'm saying?
Well,
in the long run.
Whether you might don't know when this war will end. You don't know where it will lead to. I'm raising this alarm because it has happened in the past.
And it should not happen again.
We should not have a repeat. We should not have a repeat.
Thank you very much, Amici. Good morning to my colleagues and all our listeners and viewers on YouTube. Adebayo Bodunrin raised a very pertinent issue. What are we earning? Other countries are benefiting. Is Nigeria benefiting? Because when the price of oil rises on the international market, other countries rake in money. But what we have now in Nigeria is that the pump price of petrol has gone up. I bought fuel last night for 1,330 naira a liter. The last time here in Abuja, I bought specifically in Wuye, at a fuel station in Wuye. Now, 1,330 naira. That was last night. I don't know how much it is this morning. The bottom line is this. When the international oil market sneezes, we catch a cold in Nigeria, and that cold usually is very, very bad.
The cold that comes with sneezes.
It's very bad. I've heard people talk about the need for government to subsidize petrol, and in the short run, at least while this war lasts, so that Nigerians are not subjected to the high inflation, because it affects everything.
Absolutely.
Because petrol is the lifeblood of the Nigerian economy. But I saw a newspaper headline this morning that says that President Tinubu has approved for 100,000 CNG kits to be distributed. And I see that as a direct response to what's going on.
CNG kits. 100,000.
And I'm asking myself,
CNG to be fitted into 100,000
vehicles. Yes, CNG kits. That's, for me, that is too little. The 100,000.
Okay, he has approved. It's not that they're on ground yet.
I don't know whether they're on ground, because when will they be on ground? 2, what is the procedure for deciding which vehicles get those kits? 3, how long does it take to install a kit? So you might be talking about months now, and we're talking about an immediate problem. Methinks that government needs an immediate response to quickly remedy the situation Nigerians are going through.
So it may not be immediate, but that 100,000, whenever it comes, will benefit some Nigerians.
It will benefit some Nigerians. In my place,
they say the hunger that has hope of food at a later time will not kill you. The hope in you that there's food waiting will not allow the hunger to kill you.
In my own place, we say a well-roasted dog is a sure delicacy. But how do you assuage the intermediate hunger? Let me say it in Yoruba. Because it takes a long time to roast it.
So let me say my own. I go when I'm chekube, the hunger that has gone home.
I understand
the your places. Interpret your own again.
A well-roasted dog is a sure delicacy.
Yes.
But how do you assuage the intermediate hunger?
No.
Exactly.
Michi, good morning to you. You see, the CNG, I don't even know where we are. Some of us applied, supposedly, or requested, submitted details of vehicles and all of that. It's almost 2-3 years now. They don't even pick your calls again. So maybe now that the president said he should distribute one, then maybe if we call them, they might answer. But interestingly, about a week or so ago, I was discussing this with somebody, and he told me that that people are reselling. That if you want to buy the CAG kit, they are reselling at about 300. And I told him.
So they were losing it from their.
Yes, they are selling it. I told him.
Why are they selling?
They want to make money now. I told you, I said, look.
But would they make money in the long term if they fit it into their vehicles?
I'm not interested in why they are selling. Me, I want one. So I told him, if he sees anybody selling, he should let me know. So
have you approached the CNG office?
They have. That's what I told you now. I said we've submitted details of. They said we should give names, details of the vehicles and all of which we submitted. It's almost a year, 2 years plus now. Nothing. So we're looking for whether it's black market or red market or blue market or
so
whatever.
So as you're buying the black market, understand that there are dangers involved with it.
I should go and import it.
It may not be guaranteed that it's the one that is safety.
No. This is the one that the government.
So that we don't get an explosion.
No, this is the one that
we still love you.
No, this is the one that the government gave. This is the one that the government gave. That those who got it at the time, are reselling. What is happening across the world? Governments are taking measures moving forward, and as it is, this may not go beyond too necessary. Yesterday, Trump said, "Look, this war will end soon." And the markets reacted. The crude oil, even yesterday, came back. And today it has steadied. And all of that. The G7 leaders are meeting and also to make. But 2-3 things that this has exposed us to. One, do we have energy security in Nigeria?
No, in capital letters.
Capital letters.
In caps, that is
shouting letters.
That is Kule says in shouting. So some letters shout.
Yes.
As high as you're shouting from there.
Yes. That is why some of us have said the economic team needs to put on. We've said it over time to put on their thinking cap
and think outside the box.
And one other thing, Nigeria would have taken advantage of this if people are not passing through the Strait of Hormuz. They could have used the Gulf of Guinea, but because we are not even meeting up to OPEC quota of $2 million barrels per day, we cannot
meeting up your budgetary quota 1.8.
So we are where we are.
Abul and Uju Eje is there. One of our listeners, our viewers on YouTube says, "Where is Uju Eje? Where is Hadiza Abdul?" Uju Eje is there.
Yes, Uju Eje.
You ask for it, you get it.
Yes,
Abul.
Amechi, good morning. Good morning. Uju, welcome back from your from your break. You're on TV, and we're streaming. So my colleagues have said so much about what Nigeria is doing to ensure that they mitigate the pains among the citizens. But someone said while I was coming here, it is always good to understand the expression "make hay while the sun shines." Did Nigeria make hay when the president removed subsidy in 2023? There was shouting here and there. What about the palliatives? Amici, if we had palliative transportation, if those CNG buses are applying the routes, I'm telling you, even with the US-Iran, the fuel price jumping, Nigerian,
at least the vulnerable Nigerians
were able to manage.
Yes.
You know how much transportation is from the airport road to this place? Now I just asked, and they said it has increased over about 1,000%. That is a problem. It's not for you and I that can afford to buy 5,000 naira in our car, but those people don't have cars and they have to deal with
to trekking.
So we commend the president.
First size.
Let's commend the president partially.
Okay.
Partially for the 100,000 CNG release, but we have,
as promised,
we have called for it to be liberalized. There should be more licenses to people like TV that are interested in going to their business.
Yes, Uju Eje, welcome.
Thank you very much. I think that this further exposes our nakedness to us, if I may use that word.
We have to cover it up.
Yes, we need because, to. The fact that we have failed to do the right things over the years.
In my place, and you know it, if you are there,
that is it.
The mad person
has no shame.
Unstrip him or herself has no shame.
Yes.
It's the relatives that the shame gets to.
Exactly.
So it's left to the relatives to go and clothe such person.
So at least lock him up.
We have to cover our shamelessness.
All right, so over the years, we have shouted, economists have shouted hoarse over the fact that we're not laying the right foundations economically, we're not doing the right things. And it looked like, okay, it's just a voice from somewhere. But right now, the stark reality is facing us. What alternative do we have? What are the measures that have been put in place? You talked about palliatives when first fuel subsidy was removed. What happened to those palliatives? Did they really get to the people? We saw people hoarding rice in warehouses and the rice spoiling there instead of in the stomach of Nigerians. So so many things we have failed to do. The right economic measures, policies, and even when we have what is seemingly good, implementation becomes a problem. We've always had that problem of implementation. And so here we are. What do we have? What can you do for the people? 1,000 CNG buses. How many Nigerians? Over 200 million. Now, you said they've resort, someone said, oh, they resort to trekking. Trek from where? From Gwagwalada to Garki.
You bridge it, trek.
Maybe on a
body vehicle, then trek the rest.
Exactly, maybe on an empty stomach.
That's it for eating. Now 010 has come to movement.
Or 001.
Trek, then body final.
Trekking on possibly on an empty stomach or a half empty stomach. You want people falling on the road. Double jeopardy. Okay. I think that the government needs to put up the thinking cap right now and show some measure of sincerity. I think sincerity is the key word here. Government should be sincere and begin to look for how to sincerely help Nigerians out of the quagmire that we have found ourselves. This is not good. The fact that we are not planning, even though we have real brains who can proffer solutions and implement them, but let them be given the chance to do the right thing.
Yes, as Mama Uju comes back, you need to see the cap she's adorning. Very special cap.
Sweet baby cap.
They are asking, where did you buy it from? One view on YouTube says, this is the cap we need to use to cover some of the shame. Of course, he mentioned an Ebola. The shame he said imported from London and from Al Jazeera. But this cap will shield you from sun as you trek. So please, Mama Uju, tell us where you bought it. Let's welcome Linus Okorie. Thank you so much for joining. You're joining us for the first time on the program that we started doing our YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
At least our viewers will know that we have some things in common. Let me just say too. We're in our early 50s and we are gray-haired.
Oh my God.
Well, what do you have for us today?
Good morning, great people of Nigeria. Like I've always said, everything falls and rises on leadership. Nations of the world that have been able to make progress, institutions, companies that have been able to make great progress, there have been companies and institutions that have invested heavily in the leadership competencies of those who drive those particular institutions. And so that is why I'm here this morning to say to everyone listening to me today, there is an exciting news for you. There's something that is going to gladden your heart. Anyone who is, if you are a CEO of a company listening to me today, you are a public relations officer of any institution, you are a speaker, public speaker, you're a lecturer, you're a facilitator, you're a consultant, you're a coach, or you are somebody who speaks for the public. I mean, this is an important, very important reality, because on the 21st of March 2026, there will be a gathering of 365 speakers, coaches, CEOs, and all those that I've mentioned, and many more. Anybody who is hungry to improve, you want to improve your executive presence. Because executive presence, has...
It's not just about speaking.
It's not just about speaking.
You've introduced another dimension.
It's
speaking
about
with executive
presence. You walk into the boardroom.
That's courage.
Courage, the way you position yourself, the way you create a personality while addressing.
We teach our youngest how to carry themselves.
Absolutely.
We don't teach our executives how to walk in with poise.
Absolutely. So that if you are hungry about improving your public image as a result of the way you create presence, two, if you are also hungry to improve your personal brand, how do you increase the perceptions people have about you in terms of building a brand that works? If you're hungry,
all about aura.
absolutely. If you are hungry to improve your ability to build strategic relationships, because there are strategic relationships that if you sustain over time, you win contract, you build trust over a period of time, and you make things happen. Everything you need is in somebody's pocket.
Okay, just before you continue, if you're not on our YouTube channel, please do join at Raypower Abuja, because once Linus Okorie is now with his presentation, he's going to walk out with poise in an executive manner, so that we begin to take the lessons from here. Go ahead, please.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so if you are interested in building strategic relationships, those relationships that can enable you build and create wealth, with the businesses that you run and do, this is an opportunity for you to be involved. And then most importantly, if you are hungry to build your mind power and your leadership competencies, you want to increase your leadership competencies, excellence, you want to be more excellent, you want to be more emotionally smart. And all of this will be the things that you're going to learn on the 21st of March 2026.
What day of the week is it?
It is a Saturday, and it's going to be happening at a very interesting 5-star location specifically. And all you need to do,
because it's executive.
It's executive.
It has to be premium.
And guess what? Everyone who attends this meeting will have a copy of my latest book, Leadership 365. This is one chapter a day for 365 days. And currently it is just on launch price right now, but everyone will have a copy of it. 365 people, and at the end of the day, you know what's going to happen? We're going to be creating National Speakers Association of Nigeria, just like you have American Speakers Association. I mean, it is going to be massive. Anywhere you are in the country, you are an aspiring speaker, you are somebody who is interested in growth, you want to make a difference. All you need to do is to say, yes, I want to be part of it. And the fee is one of the most, our own fees at God Leadership Center is beyond 500,000. But guess what? Today we have the opportunity of 250,000 per person. So you have to run because we're only admitting 365 people only, because it's called Leadership 365. And at the end of the day, we will have a challenge for a whole year. One chapter a day. And there's a community, a learning community built out of it, and everyone grows.
So it doesn't end just with
the conference. It continues for a whole year. A community of learners.
Maybe.
This is one of the biggest gifts I'm giving this country this year. And so anyone who is listening to me today and you want to take a seat,
yes,
you want to take a seat, the number you should send a message to is 081 57 91 9770.
So take it slowly as an executive.
I'll repeat it again. 081 5791 9770. And in case if you're driving, advice you just park your car and then take this number. Only text messages or WhatsApp message. You just say, my name is this, I'm a CEO of this, I'm a speaker, give me a seat. And then we would allocate a seat.
Give me that seat.
Give me that seat.
If
Fight
you
for
say
it.
a seat, it could be any seat. But we say the seat.
The seat.
Is definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
081 57 91 9770. In as far as I'm concerned, one of the greatest things that's happened to any country in the world that is making progress is that individuals, despite of the challenges they face, they invest in their mind growth. They invest in their leadership competencies. They invest in the way they do things. Why do they do that? So that no matter the presence of AI, technology, the human spirit is still alive. The human spirit still have the capacity to drive the growth that we're talking about. So everyone who is
the number for
watching
the last
right
time?
now, the number for the last time is 081 57 91 9770. And that evening, we'll close with a cocktail, a black tie cocktail. It's going to be beautiful.
My throat is enlarging. Now, don't just walk away. Give us a sample. And as you walk, I'll walk with you.
Please,
and the ladies will also walk in that way.
Many thanks for staying with us this morning. Welcome to the mail segment on Political Platform. My name is Fumilayo Emopai.
And I am Aricha Ujiti. The first mail coming from Dixon Eka, writing from Abuja, says, why should President Tinubu order the rollout of 100,000 CNG kits for the conversion of vehicles at a time that the fuel price is surging in Nigeria due to the war in Iran that compounded the woes of handling of exchange rate as the Strait of Hormuz is blocked? What concerns the CNG with the new pump price of fuel? Other countries, including the non-oil producing countries, are either rolling out palliatives in terms of fuel subsidy or releasing their reserves to cushion the effect of high fuel price. And our president can only roll out CNG kits. Pakistan, Australia, Germany, and many other countries have released their reserves. Is it only in Nigeria that the government needs money? Don't we have reserve even as an oil-producing country? Can't the president bring up a temporary subsidy if we don't have reserves? Why CNG? Even the CNG vehicles increase their fares. What can 100,000 CNG kits do in a country of 250 million people? This is so wrong. We've not been so rigid in administration with zero welfare of the citizens.
And Henry Ebunono from Abuja also is writing us, and he says the management of Dangote refinery claimed that multiple levies from about 47 government agencies contribute to the high cost of the refined products, as the company has to pay the cost of the ultimate consumer, as the company has to pass the cost of the ultimate consumers, including the poor masses. In the same vein, I want to shout out loud about the suffocating taxation and levies imposed on public clinic proprietors in the FCT by several agencies of the FCTA and FCDA. There are more than 25 in number. There's no way these clinics will pay for television, radio, fumigation, public parking, signpost licenses, etc., and still render services in a humanitarian manner as expected. Private clinics do not receive subventions from government or endowments from philanthropists. Many are closing down due to severe operational challenges. Mr. Wike, our minister, please look into this.
Christy Victor, writing from Kubwa here in Abuja, says, dear crew, please kindly explain to me the connection between Nigeria, Israel, America, and Iran. Why is the war between Israel, America, and Iran, in fact, affecting Nigeria in the area of pump fuel price? Is it affecting the rest of African countries too? The surprising issue there is that it is not affecting Americans this seriously. As yesterday, President Trump was telling his nation that the prices of oil and gas will become lower by the end of his operation in Iran. So what is President Tinubu telling Nigerians? Why is it that Nigerians are easily drifted into hardship at any slightest opportunity? Why is it that the things happening in Nigeria, it's like a nation without government? May God help Nigeria and Nigerians.
And Laji Abbas from Ida, Kogi State, also says the decline of the PDP should surprise no one, nor should the anguish of its sympathizers move us. In truth, it is a blessing for Nigerians, Africa, and the black race at large. For years, the judiciary ceased to function as a temple of justice. It was manipulated as a weapon of delay. The PDP perfected the art of foot dragging, using endless litigation to weaken opponents and entrench itself in power. Now that those same tactics have turned against the party, why the sudden outrage? History offers a clear reminder. When the late President Muhammadu Buhari, then of the ANPP, challenged President Olusegun Obasanjo of the PDP in court, that case dragged on for nearly 4 years. Buhari endured repeated delays and heavy financial strain, while critics mocked him as a serial loser. After losing petitions against 3 PDP presidents, in the end, he lost faith not only in the judiciary, but also in the electoral umpire, the security agencies, and the system itself. So why the lamentation now that the very techniques the PDP once used to secure decades of dominance have returned to consume it? The damage from those years will take time and the grace of God Almighty to heal. Yet the greater concern is that the APC now appears to be mirroring similar methods, while other opposition parties patiently await their own turn at power.
And indeed, that is all we can take on your mails today. Keep sending your mails with your name and where you're writing from to politicalplatform@darkgroup.com.
Thank you so much. And for the mails, one quick one from Madam Ujo. They're saying, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're happy to see you. You look good. We are waiting for Ijoma Samo, they say. And one of them asked on our YouTube, is it one of your confirmation as to whether Natasha, the senator, was replaced with a man for a visit outside Nigeria to attend a women conference?
Not to my knowledge. There has been nothing like that in the news. I'm sure that if it happened, Natasha is not one to keep quiet under oppression. She would have spoken out, and up to now, no news like that
dig deep
has
for
come
confirmation.
out. But we'll, yes, go to the assembly and make sure that we dig deep to